Welcome back to Persona 5 Royal. Last time, our kitty awakens to his true ultimate persona, and also Lavenza explained everything. Again, I will never stop making Shizu Ishtar jokes about exposition in video games, and well, anything really. This time, we've made our decision to go after Maruki in this reality, now that we know how powerful he is. And also, Sumire has decided to rethink her life a bit. Come and find me, huh? Who's asking that and why? Yes, we've got to wake up, get out there. I mean, our party's the biggest it's ever been. I'm just looking up at the top, like the portraits at the top, and I just noticed that Akechi's the only one with a black background. I wonder if they did that on purpose.
Okay.
So we still don't quite have free time in town yet. So I'm gonna get to hear this music for a little bit longer, though, you know. Though we obviously heard it a lot in that 1 week. Also, Makoto's right next to Ren there. That actually kind of works in my playthrough where they're dating.
Yeah?
Oh, Ryuji's gonna have so much fun roasting Akechi this entire time. And like always, that's what I'll be trying to do.
Right.
Very well. Let us go.
But we do have an automatic infiltration today.
Oh, it's...
And, wow, you're early.
Hello, everyone. You're going to fight Dr. Maruki, yes? Please, take me with you. But you can't go in dressed like that.
I mean, we do when we equip alternate costumes.
Please? I'm done running away. I can't keep relying on people, like Senpai.
I guess your ribbon acts as a magic transformation item now.
I want to live life as Sumire.
I do kind of wish she had a slightly different look as a Phantom Thief as Sumire, though. Because I much prefer the way that she looks in the real world, so I do wish that was reflected on her thief portrait somehow.
Color me impressed.
Looks like she'll do just fine here.
Thank you.
And now the gang is really all here.
In that case, we gotta come up with a code name for you.
Oh yeah, we never did that, did we?
What now?
It wouldn't be right if you were the only one going by your real name, you know?
I mean, since Maruki knows exactly who we are, there's no point in using codenames in this palace, but, let's do it out of tradition.
Oh, you're right. Joker, got any suggestions?
Appetite. So, one of these is the real one, but according to some files, her codename was originally planned to be Clown. I'm gonna see what happens if you choose this.
That seems a bit... Senpai, even I get full from time to time.
That's not really the issue.
Then how about Violet? It's Sumire in English.
And yeah, I like how Ann comes up with the codename this time, cause yeah, that is what Sumire translates to.
Violet. Yes, let's go with that. Excellent.
Now remember, everyone, Violet, not violent. Violet.
That means you, Akechi!
Yes, thank you for clarifying.
I am surrounded by absolute fools. Are we done? We should probably get moving.
These lines just sum up Akechi's entire vibe this semester, and it's amazing.
I know. Jeez. Come on, Violet. Let's roll.
So Violet is a potential spoiler-free way to refer to Sumire for people who haven't played this game.
Yeah.
I've also seen the term Sumi used, because Sumi works as shortened form for both first names of the Yoshizawa siblings. Though, in a sense, it's a little bit of a spoiler to the fact that you're not referring to her by her original first name, so I personally prefer Violet, even though you don't find out about her codename until now. I like using it like the term Seven from Xenoblade.
Joker!
Before I do anything else though, I really want to make sure that I grab that chest in the cutscene from earlier. Also, the Velvet Room is open for business once more, but there's no alarm right now, so I'm not going to go in it just yet. Now, I do want Violet in the party right now, and I guess I can take Akechi as well. I haven't shown off Akechi's all-out attack finisher animation, and the weird thing is, this is gonna be like, I suppose we can show off Diego here. This is gonna be one of my rare chances to actually show it, because something that was mentioned in the comments that makes Akechi kind of even worse as a party member. There are only 3 things weak to curse in this whole palace, and one of them is the Chimera at the very start. That is not suspicious in the slightest. But again, I want to see if I can go back to the other area.
Joker!
Nope, I cannot.
This is perfect.
Oh.
Yes!
Uh-oh. That's not good. Even Haru's outfit was more stable than that, and she didn't even have like a fully formed persona.
Security level crazy!
Really? It's like 0. I don't think she's ever said that voice clip before either.
This is perfect! To your happiness!
Violet!
Sondrian!
What?
Her personas!
Not on my watch!
Please stay back!
I appreciate it, but allow me. I chose to stand on my own and fight. It's time I stopped being helpless. I hung my head low and took your hand. But I knew all along, deep down, pretending to be Kasumi was not the right way. The weak, insecure Sumire dies today! Violet. You were the one. The only one who stayed true to yourself. Come, Sondrian! If you don't answer my call now, how else can we make our dream come true?
Such tenacity. It seems to fit you better than ever before. The glass slippers are the icon of glory. Not just for you, but the other girl within you as well. I am thou, thou art I. Are you prepared for your debut? The ball awaits.
Certainly. That's it. I'm done running from myself.
Yeah, you tell him!
Go Violet! Give him hell!
Yes! Let's do this, Cendrillon!
For real this time. We have these dream-dwelling skulls here,
Dance, Persona!
which you might recognize as Loa.
Cendrillon! All enemies are down. Thanks, Violet!
And finally, we've got a voice clip thrown to her by her codename. This should finish it.
They're done for!
There we go!
A perfect 10!
Finally, I can see her all-out attack finisher without kind of feeling bad about it. It just didn't feel right before now. It's been a long time coming, but Sumire and Cendrillon are finally members of the Phantom Thieves for good. With Amp Pupil and Sword Dance, Sumire is a physically focused party member with an emphasis on critical hits. A niche she's even better at once she learns Brave Step, which buffs not only hers, but the entire party's critical rates. And I'll just say right now, this is pretty much required for the 3rd semester New Game Plus Super Boss. Sumire's mixed offense isn't bad though. She has a solid magic stat and Bless Amp to boost her elemental damage. And in spite of her low endurance, Ali Dance and a high agility stat makes her surprisingly good defensively too. She does tend to run through her HP quickly with her physical skills. Arms Master from the Jazz Club can help with that. Sumire's main weakness is her lack of charge, but there are several ways to remedy this, like the Ring of Pride and Haru's gardening items. She also, like Akechi, gets an all-stats +5 gun, +6 with alarm, making her one of the statistically strongest party members behind Makoto. I covered the basics of Cendrillon during her False Awakening, but the legend of Cinderella has so much more relevance now that we've seen her real backstory. Maruki was the fairy godmother in Sumire's story, bestowing on her a temporary escape from her former life. And though it was only fleeting, it was a stepping stone to finding someone who would finally accept her for who she really was. The Cinderella story has had a lot of literary criticism over the years, and for a long time it was viewed negatively as a story about a woman who only gets better circumstances because a man marries her. But as time went on, scholars began to appreciate Cinderella as a very progressive and proactive heroine for her time. One who overcomes adversity and abuse and takes charge of her own destiny. But there's a theory I have about Cendrillon that relates to the Persona franchise as a whole. Notice how Kasumi appears during her true awakening. In Persona 2, there was a concept called Ancestor Personas, where party members could obtain a deceased relative of theirs as a persona. I like to think that, at least partially, Cendrillon is an ancestor persona representing Kasumi.
Sorry for troubling you. I'll be fine now.
No more wibbly-wobbly, unstable thief armor.
You were as impressive as always out there. Well done, Violet.
Thank you. I still have a lot to learn though. I promise I'll do my best not to slow you down.
Come on, you don't have to be so formal with us.
Sorry. And the same goes for you too, Joker-senpai.
I was about to say, at least she's not calling Morgana Senpai anymore. I'm sure the rest of us would freak out if we heard that.
I hope you'll still be there for me.
Renewed resolve from Sumire, huh?
I am thou. Thou art I. My vow stands renewed,
in pursuit of the truth. In breaking free of doubt, the chain that impedes thee is thy strength of heart made manifest. With the rebirth of the faith persona, thou hast obtained the winds of blessing that shall guide thee to the furthest depths.
So, just as I gave her real bio before, it's now time for her real Confidant bio.
All right.
True self, new confidants. Yeah, it was kind of obvious that Yoshizawa's Confidant didn't end at rank 5, but it will only progress to this point if you reached rank 5 before the 3rd semester, and of course unlock the 3rd semester by maxing Maruki. Her bonuses to HP are mostly the same, as is her availability, and to the surprise of likely no one, she has a romance route now. I don't know if you caught on to what I did with her Confidant profile. I made sure there was something a little off about it. She actually represented the reverse Faith Arcana before. Sumire's Confidant does indeed have new bonuses past rank 5, though they're all the same abilities that other party members get. Follow-up and Fitness Talk are both unlocked at rank 6 though, and Fitness Talk is the best negotiation ability in the game as it works on everything, though it's not available until ridiculously late. Other than that, I'd recommend getting her to rank 10 as soon as possible, just so she has Hurry-Sen Recovery, Endure, and Protect. Like the rest of the party. And this is why we haven't got the Max Confidant's Thieves' Den award yet. Faith does not count as maxed out until it reaches its true rank 10.
All right, let's kick some ass.
Yes, let's press onward.
On and on and on!
Yes.
But first, I'm gonna head back and grab that chest earlier that the game wouldn't let us get.
Alright.
Oh wow, a lot of comments in here.
Shall we go?
No more hesitations from her anymore. In a lot of ways.
Beautiful.
Ah, finally, he's able to create skill cards again. Oh yeah, I wanted to get him on Replicating Ailment Boost, because that's a very rare card, normally only available via accidents.
Beautifully.
Well,
I just want to see this conversation, though.
Dude.
That's a line that I wish was fully voiced.
No!
Oh well, she is calling other people senpai, just as long as you don't use it with Morgana, because then he might
What are
get the
your
wrong
thoughts?
idea.
shall we go?
You're not exactly aware of the weird, you know, relationship, if you can call it that, he has with Arn, and it's probably
Here,
best you don't
what
know.
do we do now?
Oh, speaking of which, both Arn and Morgana are able to speak here.
Now then.
Also, speaking of Violet, I think right now, as funny as it would be to give her the Ring of Gluttony, I would like to give her the Ring of Pride because she doesn't naturally learn Charge. That one-on-one fight was a bit of a lie. Except I haven't shown her Alluring Belt quotes yet. I may as well show those. Yeah, there are actually enemies walking around that track area now. And also, there's no more purple lighting here either. In fact, I don't believe I've ever gone back here in any of my playthroughs. So that chest in the cutscene was kind of a good thing.
Surprise attack?
Oh, actually,
Let's go.
This is a great opportunity. This is a bit of a waste of Thermopylae, but I need to show off Akechi's finisher.
There it goes. Good one, Crow.
Futaba's comments on Crow are exactly the same as before.
Good one, Crow.
Okay, I hope this finishes them. Dang it.
I'm getting a warm, tingly feeling from all this power!
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to take you up on that because I really want to show off your warm, tingly finisher.
Need this?
Crow, looking good.
Move and you die.
They're done for.
Tell me how much it hurts.
I decide the truth. Yep.
Okay.
Shadow
That's
Beam.
what his, yeah, his finisher looks like now, so that's a thing.
Oh.
I still think it's hilarious, that whole my sole interest is uncovering the truth thing from his original finisher, because obviously that's a complete lie now. But it's just, it's kind of silly knowing how much of a lie that is. Don't actually think we've seen that before. Yeah, everything in here is just, like, I don't think I've ever actually gone here before in any of my playthroughs, so, like, that's amazing that I'm only just discovering this now. It almost looks like this is some kind of TV interview thing here. Also, there's some exercise equipment, too. Kind of a weird place. Now, I might as well take this guy out, too. What? How did I not ambush?
You're surrounded. 3 enemies.
I don't even know what happened there.
Mona's been brainwashed. We're the good guys.
I was about to say I've got, like, the royal trio here as the only ones involved in the all-out attack, and then Futaba had to go ahead and ruin it. You know, in a sense, that kind of makes sense that she would, because Futaba's, like, she's one of the ones here who's the least tolerant of
opposition is
Akechi.
gone. Let's proceed.
I believe that's a banner that I haven't translated yet either. This one too, I think. And I just realized I forgot to show Taunting Aura
Right.
again.
Whoa!
And now you two are talking.
I'll just add this.
But the thing with the Royal Trio is, it leads me into a tangent that I wanted to go into during my next visit to the palace. And that is something I find interesting when it comes to shippers. So no, don't get turned off this video immediately now that I'm talking about shipping. But it's something that I've kind of observed through casually looking at the fan base, and I find it kind of fascinating. So, as is typical with shipping, there are often a lot of shipping rivalries. One thing that I've noticed in the Persona 5 fan base is that typically most people who ship Joker with any of the party members tends to really dislike the Joker and Akechi pairing. Both for shipping reasons and also just for the fact that, like, the rest of the party members don't exactly like Akechi either. And there's also the fact that, like, Joker Futaba and Joker Haru shippers in particular, Akechi killed their parents, so it's kind of understandable they wouldn't be so fond of him. Yes, good thing for us, Futaba can eavesdrop on conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can actually see him right now. I didn't even notice he was in this scene, but he's right there on that balcony above us. But we are gonna have to make our way around, around the long way.
I have something.
Still can't believe the Vox Machina animated series turned the Making My Way running gag into an actual song. But yeah, back to what I was saying before about, well, shipping. There is one exception to that animosity I've found. Joker Sumire shippers and Joker Akechi shippers get along surprisingly well. To the point where Joker with Akechi and Sumire is quite a common threesome ship. It's both in part due to the, like, them getting a lot of prominence in Royal, as well as the fact that, that Sumire doesn't have as much experience with Akechi's true nature as the others. But it's not even just that, like, for some reason, it's just quite common for, Joker Akechi shippers to get along with Joker and Sumire shippers. In fact, I know at least one, in fact I can say it's Lady Virgilia, who ships Joker and Akechi, but in her playthrough did Joker and Sumire as kind of the next best thing. Just sort of as, like, treating it like shipping Joker with Akechi. Because, like, even though I personally am not, like, a huge fan of the Joker and Akechi pairing, I just don't really like pairing up people who hate each other that much or who are that violent towards each other. Mainly, it's just not really my personal thing. But I do think if there was a same-sex romance option in this game, I think Akechi would make sense. We can finally fight the evil synthetic organisms in a real battle, and that means we can finally actually recruit them.
Woo, Joker, looking cool.
Like, it almost looks like they're reclining like that. They look like sort of weird bees, too. So yeah, these things are from the Cthulhu mythos, and as I've mentioned a lot previously, their only prior appearance in the Mega 10 franchise was in Persona 2. There's actually a decent amount of Persona 2 references in this arc.
Incredible, Joker.
But I think it's less an intentional reference and more because they both, they both have heavy, we'll see. We'll see later because that's jumping the gun, kind of. But there are certain mythological themings, with the mythological beings used in Persona 2 that are kind of relevant here as well. Actually, now is probably a good enough time to show this off.
It's cute that you think you can win.
There's an enemy that's confused. Give it some psychokinesis.
I guess she's going to the Haru school of polite savagery.
Show your might, Diego! One enemy on the floor. Bonafide.
So yeah, its accuracy is not great. But it can still be fun for some baton passes. Let's see if we can get the second quote here.
Come and get me.
Okay, that one's a lot less cool sounding. I was about to say I like how there's that slight delay there, but then Akechi just goes ahead and whiffs.
Life is in danger.
Oh no.
Here come the bus.
Speaking of shipping, the two of them are now afraid together.
They're about to make their move. You need to heal.
You too scared to actually... No, you're not too scared to actually attack. Nice. I do think, though, I'm gonna, after this battle... I can't all-out attack, by the way, or baton pass, because I'm afraid.
Listen, Violet's terrified right now. She might run away.
Too afraid to actually finish the job. Okay, then.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, as I was saying, I'm not really a big... Why is he looking straight at the camera? He doesn't do that. I think his model's bugged for a second here.
It's a step forward.
That's sort of weird. I've never seen him do that before. But yeah.
All right.
Wow, yeah, his head was actually bugged there. I don't know what triggered that, but something did. Does somebody here have cheaper... yeah, you have cheaper healing than Morgana's Salvation right now. And then at least Morgana's Salvation actually serves something of a purpose at this point. One thing that a lot of people have pointed out, I'll get back to my earlier tangent later, but one thing that a lot of people have pointed out is that with Morgana, he learns Salvation, like, pretty much right at the level you're expected to fight Yaldabaoth at, and Yaldabaoth only has one ailment that Salvation can actually cure, so it's basically just spending a whole ton of SP for no real benefit. So that's kind of a thing. But at least now, we have more enemies with ailments to fight. Unfortunately, we can no longer get Akechi's absolutely hysterical comments on people suffering from ailments. I showed my favorite ones, but, Yeah, he's got a lot of really good ones too. I recommend looking up videos of all of Akechi's Navigator things. By the way, something that I've not actually mentioned before, Disaster Shadows have lower defense than regular enemies. So going for the damage cap, a lot of people specifically attack Disaster Shadows for that. In fact, speaking of which, I would like to correct myself from earlier. I was completely wrong about the damage cap back in the Final Palace. The damage cap was like 65,000 odd in the vanilla game, but in Royal, the damage cap is well over 1 million. Pretty much the most damage that I've seen. Like, I was right about how you hit the damage cap. The damage cap is generally achieved via the use of the DLC Magatsu Izanagi and his trait that increases damage based on the number of enemies with ailments. Essentially, you go into Mementos, you fight a group of 5 enemies, one of which who's a Disaster Shadow, and inflict an ailment on all of them, and then use, like, concentrate boosted technical psi damage on the final one, the Disaster Shadow that has an ailment, hopefully. And, okay, before this fight, I'm gonna go ahead and... No, I am actually gonna go ahead and swap in Haru for this one. Because the Disaster Shadow in this palace is generally considered a huge roadblock to a lot of people. I personally don't find it that bad.
Surprise attack successful. Now just don't lose. The opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
This is the evil voracious dragon, otherwise known as Fafnir. Its skills are insane, and it also has debilitates. And it has no weaknesses, and I believe drains both physical and gun. Either that or repels them. I think actually it repels them. Here's the thing though, it's not immune to ailments. And it's also not immune to technical. So I can do this.
Now the enemy is just a brainwashed drone. Use psychokinesis. All enemies are down.
See, it's vulnerable to that. And then I can baton pass over to Joker.
It's all you. On to the next.
Persona!
And smack it in the face with Psycho Force. It's still a little bulky, but let's just debilitate it. It's gonna be out of action for its next turn anyway. But yeah, Haru can go ahead and use Messiodine here.
That's it.
Still addled, and I need to concentrate myself right now.
Mother Harlot. All right.
Kind of weird that Mother Harlot is the only one who has this, but yeah, Tactical Spirit's like a 60% chance of activating. Don't kill Joker, please.
Nice, Joker. Just at the last second.
Okay then, well that happened. You know what? I'm so sorry, Sumire, but you be bait. It has a lot of multi-target attacks, so like really it's not like, you know, hugely useful to do that, but oh well. I believe I need a where am I? Here we go, here are my vials. Let's use a Forget Vial.
Use this.
I recommend attacking any enemy who has a status ailment. Ooh, not that, Noir.
Not quite. It's hard to tell exactly like how long it takes for them, exactly when they're at a level where you can negotiate with them. I guess they'd have dialogue at that point instead of just ...
Let's do this. They're wide open. Let's slaughter 'em.
Finally, Joker's initiating this one himself. Yeah, Joker can be the initiator for showtimes now. And there we go. Okay, that didn't go nearly as smoothly as I expected. Like, I actually typically find Fafnir's quite easy, but, yeah, I guess I typically need to concentrate to take them down. It bothers me that Sumire is a level behind everyone, though.
They were too weak.
But yeah, now that we're taking that guy down, we can grab this, and I'm glad that I have the perfect pick. I haven't seen Sumire's chest animation yet, I think. Decisive Rapier. I believe that's actually one of her best weapons. And you just get it in a chest. It doesn't even require any use of the Velvet Room. Decisive Rapier. Yeah, Endurance +5, so effectively Endurance +10. I don't think I'll be continuing this palace like a whole ton after this point because, and now we have to zip all the way up here. Because we've had like 2 bios in this part, so I definitely want to kind of leave that as self-contained as possible, and we'll be exploring most of this palace later, but I don't actually think there's a safe room coming up anytime soon, though I could be wrong. I'm a little less, like, familiar with this palace than I am with some of the others, because, obviously, being exclusive to Royal and being at the very, very end of Royal, I've only played this one a few times, whereas I've played through all of Vanilla once and Royal fully twice at this point. Actually, no, I played through all of Vanilla 1.5 times. I keep saying that. I like, stopped partway through New Game Plus. In fact, actually, speaking of which, here's another topic that I can talk about here. So, I've mentioned a lot of times that you can't 100% the Compendium in a first playthrough because there's a persona that's exclusive to New Game Plus. You can probably tell by now that exclusive persona is Saturnile. And, yeah, here's the thing. Logically speaking, you should be able to fuse Saturnile now in the 3rd semester, because Joker's already fused him against Yaldabaoth. But you can't. He's still New Game Plus only. Which is kind of a thing, because there's nothing really that, you know, in the story that exactly says that you shouldn't be able to fuse Saturnile now, but he's still only unlocked in New Game Plus, which means that we still can't 100% the Compendium. Essentially, the reason why I played like half of New Game Plus before is, first time I played P5 on PS3, I played up until the point where I could fuse Saturnile, just for that like achievement, trophy in that version. And that was basically it. I didn't really have much motivation to continue because I don't know, New Game Plus, I just don't, there's something about New Game Plus that just makes it not really enjoyable. The only game I've really enjoyed New Game Plus in is Nier Automata, and like that way they actually do kind of scale the levels of enemies to make up for it, and you also get a second storyline on New Game Plus, and you also have access to like a party member who can like, a new party member who does things a little differently. It's complicated, but I much prefer it there. It feels a lot smoother. Also, that's a much shorter, like, main storyline. Like, playing a 100+ hour JRPG with yourself already at, like, maxed out levels, I just don't find that satisfying. After all, you never know if those Phantom Thieves might be behind you right this second.
Huh? What?
Oh, I love this sequence so much. And suddenly their voices went a little weird. Okay, we've got a Chimera and Dionysus. Hedonistic brag. It's funny because that does kind of sum up Dionysus in Hades as well, which I've definitely been playing a lot. I was about to say this year, but it's not this year anymore, it's last year. Does that work on Dionysus? Aha, you guys are mini-bosses, so you're immune to that. Interesting. Nice job of Adelect there. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a crit on you then. Nope. I like how she says that was just practice. I am not having a lot of luck with my knockdowns here, but this one's pretty much guaranteed. Let's baton pass back to Joker and go ahead and know that Aegon doesn't work. Oh, you're flat out immune to Curse. Kind of had to catch myself from calling it Dark there. Right then. I'm actually not sure what Dionysus is even weak to, but it's probably immune to those kind of things. I can try Psycho Force though. No, it works, at least. Okay then. Kind of fitting that it's immune to its own element, though. There we go, finally. And I'll let her take this one. As I've said a lot of times, whenever you can get a finish on a mini-boss, I like to take it. Goodbye, hedonistic braggart. We'll be seeing more of you soon, though. And there we go, we get the ID. And in fact, now is actually the perfect time to call this, because we're right back in a safe room. I'll see you all next time when we unlock this door and head further into Maruki's palace.
We did it!
Oracle Senpai. I was about to say that I like the sound of that. Ah, right, we'll need a new map from here on. But yeah, I'll go back to the safe room and save, and I'll see you all next time as we head further in.